Yes, even though we're late. Hi, everybody, we're late.
Hi.
I did I've done two seminars, in-person seminars this year with two different senior groups, and both of them were like, so some of our members are hard of hearing. We have a microphone. I said, well, let me try without the microphone. I've never been told I'm quiet,
Yeah.
and neither group has needed me to pick up a mic. So, hey everybody. Sorry, a couple of technical difficulties. The Wi-Fi wasn't playing very nicely this morning.
Yeah, we didn't have enough of it.
Yeah, we didn't make enough Wi-Fi for the
Maybe-
long weekend.
No, we're gardeners, but
Yeah,
we haven't figured out how to harvest
yeah.
Wi-Fi.
If only Wi-Fi was compost. Uh, but here we are, better late than never, as they say. I hope everybody is having a wonderful start to the long weekend. I guess all weather could be better, but you know, Calgary, it's not a terrible day to be in the garden. Not too hot, not too cold, little bit of spotting rain.
All you need is a light sweater.
Yeah, these exactly like these are good days to be in the garden. And then tomorrow they're saying rain. Get your gardening done today. It rains. Monday is nice. Then you go out and you get to enjoy the fruits of your labor.
Yeah, right?
So sounds like a good weekend to me.
Yeah, that's all right.
So this week we're going to talk about a sensory garden, and this is a new subject, and it's interesting. When I was writing this webinar, um, a lot of things when we're looking at a garden, a lot of things go hand in hand. Take a lilac. Okay, a lilac looks amazing. You see it in bloom and all of the purple or the white or the variegated flowers, whatever's happening. It looks amazing, but then you get close to it and you smell it and it smells amazing. So a lot of things they affect more than one sense when we're in the garden. Now some senses are way easier to understand gardening. I mean, obviously visual, that is the number one thing people talk about. How does this look? Look at my garden. Look at this plant. Look at the color. We get that. Goes all the way down. And then we get into sound and we get into smell. And I get that smell is there. But if all I said was, when it comes to the sense of smell in the garden, and I just listed smelly plants, it's like, okay, well, isn't that kind of just one thing? So I wanted to challenge myself, and I couldn't do it. So I'm not going to talk about. No, you ever hear that? Be like, I really wanted to challenge myself. I failed. Have a good day, everyone. But I got some ideas. So I don't know why I pronounced ideas as in ideas, but here we go. So what do we mean when we say a sensory garden? And it really is just that simple. It is a garden that is going to appeal to all five senses somewhat simultaneously. So we want to have all of our different senses in tune with the garden. And it can be a long-term project. We can plant a shrub that we know we're kind of enjoying now, but we know in the autumn it's going to go a beautiful red. Doesn't really do much for us visually now, but in the autumn it goes red. That's what we're looking at. It can be something, really simple, like I want bold contrast with my annual flowers. I want my eye to just be like overwhelmed, like walking into the annual department at Golden Acre or your local independent garden center and just being like, wow, like it's stimulates that sense of vision, but almost overstimulates it. You're like too much sometimes until you process it all. So there's all the different ways you can come at it. Are you looking like seriously, the punch in the face? Oh my God, that hit me. Are you looking for it more subtle? And how do we get there? So we're going to talk about actionable items for sure. We're going to go through all five senses. And sometimes why. That's five vowels. A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes why. Why is not a vowel, by the way. I'm firmly in that camp. Never why. Not sometimes, never why. Okay. Why? Because I said so.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'll go.
Get back to your senses. Find your senses.
Get back to your sense. um, you know what the funniest part is?
No.
The actual next heading on my notes is why. Okay, we weren't late because of Wi-Fi. We were late because we were day drinking. It's a long weekend. What else are you going to do? But why do we do it? And seriously, and one of the reasons for that is when something caters to all of our senses, we feel a deeper connection to it. And I've said this before. I think it's one of the reasons why I like to read with something in my hands. I don't like. I'll read on my phone, but when I'm reading on my phone, I'm reading quick articles. I'm reading the news about Newcastle United. I'm reading my soccer news. I'm looking at results. If I want to read a full book, I'm not doing that digitally. I want the weight of the book. I want the smell of the book. I want the visual. The book cover draws me in. So I'm looking for more. There's a stronger connection when more of my senses are put in. It's like that whole thing when they say, you know, the first bite of your meal is with your eyes. When somebody serves you something and the presentation is outstanding, you're like, it's more appetizing than if somebody just slams them together. It might be the exact same food, but when it's presented better, it's more appetizing. Same thing. So that's why we do it. It gives us a deeper connection to nature. It gives us a deeper connection to our garden when we have all of that. It enhances our well-being. And again, if we deny any of our senses, okay, if we cut one out and we go, I don't care about that, our mental well-being can suffer. Okay, and that being said, you don't have to have everything going all at the time, right? You don't need to have like the wind chimes going and smelling a flower and everything going to enjoy your garden. But when you have the full spectrum available, it is so much better to delve into it with everything you've got. Okay, and it's not going to work for some people. I have one of the reasons, all joking aside, why I am so loud is I have really, really bad hearing. So I miss a lot of things. Like my sense of hearing is not great. My other senses, though, I make up for it. I make sure that I have all of those other things going. Because it sucks that I miss things like that. So we use what's at our disposal. And if you know, some people, they don't have a very advanced sense of smell. Some people have hard vision. I mean, I'm literally standing here wearing glasses. So the more senses we can bring in, the more we can cater to, the better it is for our mind. If we only focus on one and we have difficulty perceiving with that sense, the harder it is. So our mental well-being and our overall health serves us better when we have more to play with, when there's more resources, if you will. Creates a more inclusive and accessible experience, and that's for the people coming to your garden, younger or older people. Young kids may not get the same appreciation. You have a beautiful decor setting and everything is arranged. A kid isn't going to notice that, but they're going to go running straight for the water fountain. They're going to hear it, they're going to see splashing water, they're going to put their hands in it. How do we know? Because we have fountains and we have decor right here at the store. And very rarely do we see 4-year-olds going, I like that place setting. I like the sunflowers on the napkins. They could care less, but they hear the water or they see a bird, they are dialed in. So it makes it more accessible. We're allowing more people to come. We're allowing people of all kinds of cognitive development, age, whatever it might be, to come and experience something in the garden because we have more at our disposal. So this garden is now becoming more interactive. It's not just this, look how pretty it is, and there's nothing wrong with that either, but we're trying here to like really engage and draw in the senses. And the other thing, and again, this ties in with kids, is that it boosts learning and engagement. I teach, a number of classes to kids. I don't know, I do like 8 or 9 a year, I guess. All different ages. And I'll tell you this, and a lot of adults, and I feel like some adults, they're almost ashamed to admit it, and I don't get why. Kids aren't, especially the younger kids. They're tactile learners. So if I explain something and the kids are standing there and I go, okay, I explain about a herb. I can explain here, I got basil. So I can explain about how there's oils in the leaves, and that's what creates the smell and the flavor. And we've all probably eaten something with basil in it. We've probably all had pesto, something like that. And we've gone, oh yeah, I understand, and we get it. Kids just look and they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. Oil and plants. What do you? And you go, puff a leaf, smell it, and taste it. And they go, oh my god. Now they're ripping and they're touching and they're smelling. They won't forget that. I tell them about something and then I let them rip the leaf off the basil. What do you think they're going home with? They're going home because they got to touch it, smell it, taste it. All of that hit them as opposed to just learning. And that's why I like the garden. That's why I like nature. I was that kid in class, sat me next to a window, didn't sit me next to a window and I just doodle. Sit me next to a window and I would just stare outside the whole time. Never understood why education was done in a school. We should be outside, but that's just me. Some people learn better in those environments. But I've said that to adults, and a lot of adults nod in agreement. We're tactile learners. We have senses at our disposal to use. We're going to learn better the more that we use the resources at hand. So, speaking of that, we're going to go straight out of the gate with the obvious one, and we're going to talk about sight. Okay, and we're going to talk about when we look at a garden, what engages that visual awareness. When I look out at a garden, and I can be bad, and this is one thing, this is why I like using my other senses for a garden. I can look at a garden with somebody. If Brandy and I went to look at the same garden, Brandy would probably be like, oh my God, look at the flowers. Oh my God, look at that. And I'd be like, ooh, that needs pruning. They should probably pull those weeds, because that's how I was trained to look. I'm looking for, is there a problem? What are we looking at? So my visual enjoyment of gardens is somewhat diminished because I've been trained to look at it another way. So when I'm looking, and I've got my notes right here, because again, sight, I could go on for a long time about it, but I want to keep it somewhat concise. But when I look, I'm looking for blooms and foliage, okay? So I grabbed a couple of things here, and stark, bold colors, okay? I don't know what it is. If I put on, am I going to be able to pick up all four of these and kind of tilt them? Maybe, somehow. There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
If I put on these four colors in an outfit, whoo, I'd be noticed. Might not look good, it might clash. I put those four plants in a pot together and it looks amazing. It is an eye getter. You see it, your eye is drawn to it. You have that instant visual association. So color contrasts, bold choices, that is going to be visually stimulating. It just naturally is. Our decor, our place settings. I know some people are very in that Martha Stewart camp, and they like their garden, a table, and it's for 6 people, and everybody has the place settings, and everything is and there's a little, center arrangement of flowers, and they're eating outside, and that is wicked. Not my cup of tea, but that is wicked. There is a visual element. I know somebody like my mum would walk in and she would notice that before she noticed the flower pot, and she would appreciate it and she would love it. My mum would be like, oh my God, look, they put tulips on the napkins. I'd be like, I didn't even know those napkins. I'm using my sleeve to wipe my mouth. Play with heights. Play with your heights in your garden. We don't want to think two-dimensional. We want things hanging. The most interesting gardens are the ones where you come in and you see that flower pot, you see that decor setting, and you go, wow. And then you're sitting talking, and then you see something else, and you go, oh my God, I never noticed that. Holy moly, is that ever cool. You see some vine climbing up the back of an arbor. Those little hidden areas, the little secret things. So it doesn't all have to be punching you in the face. There can be those innuendo and accents that you notice after the fact, and playing with the different foliages. So having, spiky foliage and round foliage, no flowering, flowering, the different colors, all of that is going to lend itself to our eye, and we're going to see it and we're going to pick it up. And a lot of times, what a design element when you're looking at the garden, is you have a big garden, and you'll take a striking color like yellow, okay, and you do pots and flowers of yellow through the garden, and you'll see people's eye naturally follow it. That's what they'll see. You ask them, they go yellow, but then you give them half an hour, 20 minutes, whatever, and then they start to notice the other stuff, and it really picks up. So playing with the colors and the heights and foliages and training the eye is really good. And then, and we've talked about this a lot, make it your own. Okay, get that fun trellis. Take your old broken garden rake, stick it in the ground as a stake. Make something fun. Your old bicycle, take the chain, clean it, hang it on the fence, and hang pots on it. Okay, like the best gardens are the quirky gardens, the ones where the fences are painted different colors, and there's plastic pots and terracotta pots and ceramic pots, and there's a little bit of everything. When I see a garden, I get formal gardens, where you go and you go to like the Devonian gardens or Bouchard gardens, and everything is just so. Get it, 100%, I know what they're doing. But when I go to somebody's backyard garden, I love seeing a part of them in their garden. I love to see that. It's visual, and I go, oh, I get that. This person loves bike, that's an old bike, they hung it, and now it's a trellis. All right? And there's a connection. Now we go to sound, and there's not really noisy plants. We talked about that, and if we're very quiet in here, still can't hear anything. So how do we capture sound in the garden? What is sound in the garden? So one of the number one things is attracting sound. You ask people about a sound in the garden, bird song. Okay, bird song comes to mind. For me, the two sounds I adore hearing in my garden is the buzzing of bees and birds. Okay, those two sounds give me the warm fuzzies. Okay, when I'm in my garden and I hear buzz and I can't see it, everything stops until I find the bee, and I see the big fat sassy bumblebee, and it's like buzz, and I'm like, yeah, and I follow it around and I take photos, and then I get back to work. It's good for me. It's good for my senses. There's also the other side of that is we can use plants to get rid of noise. You can live by a busy road. You can put up a screen of spruce trees or pine trees, or really any trees. Just I pick those ones because they make a good sound barrier year round. But we can also get rid of unwanted noise by using plants. It makes a difference. Have you ever gone into a garden and you stand there and then you go into the backyard and you close the gate behind you? The fence is only 6 foot high and it's full of plants and some trees and some shrubs. And the world suddenly just literally taking that step and closing the gate, the world seems a little quieter. And that's what the garden does. It hushes things. A lot of times there's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot of sound. There's a lot of things happening around us. And having that quiet garden where maybe now I can't hear the traffic and I can't hear construction and I can't hear people shouting and doing what, and I don't begrudge them having fun and whatnot, but now I can hear a bird chirping and I can hear crickets over in the other sound. So that works. Something else I love in the garden, and this one, and I was going to do it for sight, and it's full of water. This is why I'm moving a little bit slow here. I hope you don't have to pee, Brandy. A water fountain, okay? This works on basically and this is a little one, table topper, okay? So this one is a quiet one. Can we hear that?
Maybe. Hold on. Yeah, there we go.
A little bit of ASMR happening on Saturday morning. I feel like, if we got some wind chimes going, because wind chimes is another one for sound. We could be like doing like some new age hippie stuff. Feel the anger leave your body. Deep breaths bring serenity. Okay.
Wow, that's really nice there. I like that.
Exactly, right? I got the wrong calling. And I got the other wind chimes going. This is great sound. So water features are amazing. They will attract bees, butterflies, birds. to the garden. Every animal needs water. Every animal is looking for something to drink. So having that running, they hear it, they come, and if you have a bird bath, they will find it. And now you've got that sound coming to your garden and the sound of running water. And there's obviously much bigger fountains. I just did not want to bring one upstairs, and that one was a bit of a pain in the butt. I'm not going to lie. By the time I got it out the box, plugged it in, ran the water, everything else wasn't hard, but some of the bigger ones, not happening. We already talked about plants. Plants themselves don't make noise, but some large called forested grasses, some of the native grasses we've got when they get long and those blades hit together. It's also a beautiful visual watching grasses in the wind. Aspen or poplar trees, when the leaves quake and you hear that. I'm doing so much like sound effects here. This is awesome. It's the leaves of a tree. And then another one that I find doesn't get used enough, the rain chain.
Those are so cool.
Yeah, so hang this on your downspout. It funnels the water down, and you can see it's got little cups. They kind of fill up depending on the rain. Then the rain comes down and it hits, and it's making noise. The heavier the rain, the more noise it makes, and you can direct these into rain barrels, into dry wells, just onto the ground, wherever you want.
Have you heard of rain drums?
Yes.
I bought one.
Did you?
I did.
And?
I haven't used it yet, but it's so cool.
You should put it out under the sprinkler.
Yeah.
Just to test it. But okay, you got to get a video then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need a video of that. Yeah, rain drums. If you haven't seen them, Brandy will post a link.
Yeah.
You put it outside, and as the raindrops hit it, you hear like,
Yeah.
and it's whatever beat, whatever raindrops hit it. I'm excited
Yeah,
now.
it's cool. It's
I'm
cool.
so glad you got me one too. That's generous. Okay. And then lastly, gravel paths. Not everybody's going to have enough room in their yard for this, but we see flagstone paths. We see people put mulch down, but down some gravel, some pea gravel, anything. And when you step on it, you hear that crunch, and it's always a different. Walking across falling, I think everybody likes this sound. In the autumn, when the leaves have fallen, there's no snow, it's dry, it's crisp, and there's a little bit of frost on them. And you're walking through and you're getting that crunch, crunch, crunch. It's such a good, and you're kicking the leaves in the air. Amazing sound. So those are the sounds that we can bring into the garden. Maybe not the plants themselves, but other effects that we can bring in. Touch. Very important in the garden, and I'm not talking, we'll stay away from like rose bushes and barberries here, stinging nettle. Believe me, you touch those, you will know, okay? Your senses will be like, yes, that was a stinging nettle. I'm talking more, again, a fountain, we talked about that, but smooth riverstone, okay? They feel so good to pick up. And then I didn't grab any, but you've got hard lava rock. And it's coarse and it's rough and it rubs against you. Having different contrasts in the garden so you can feel different things, it just works. And they look good. Again, very rarely do any of these appeal to only one sense. Touch, again, our water feature. Plants, the various plants that we can touch. The textured bark. Go run your hand over a crab apple or just an apple tree, and that deep brown, so you get that visual and the smell because you're under a blossoming tree, and those deep coarse grooves in the bark. It's very rough. And then go touch a birch, and it's that smooth, cool wood, paper birch. So there is so much you can do with touch. When it comes to plants, I wish I could share this, but I'm going to show this because this is important. I'm going to come around because I want to get it close to the microphone. So both of these plants grow in full sun. So here we've got sage, okay? Here we've got, and this one here, it's over.
Yeah, it's over. Sorry.
And choose it.
Sorry.
That's, I remember that it's mirrored. So this one, you can't hear anything. Okay, it is so unbelievably soft.
Yeah, it's very soft.
It is crazy soft. This one, you can hear the coarseness on the leaf when I run my finger across it. Hopefully you can hear that. If not, you can see the coarseness and the hairs on it. It's like a fine grit sandpaper.
Ugh.
And letting people touch that, letting them feel it, getting that textures going, the two different textures is so much fun. And again, I do that with kids. One of my favorite things is you put a spruce tree and a larch tree down. Now you look at them, they both look like they're needles. They are needles. And you go, do you recognize them? And they all shout pine. It's a pine tree, it's a Christmas tree, it's an evergreen, those are spruce. Those are the answers you get. You go, yeah. And you go, what can you tell me about them? And they're kids, you get some great answers, like the best answer. I was telling kids about cactus. I'm digressing, but this one was so hella cute. So we're talking about cactus, and I was saying how, so I always show to a kid, and I'm like, okay, plants have got three main parts. Can you identify the leaves? They go, yeah, there's the leaves. I go, great. And then I hold up a cactus, and I go, where are the leaves? And they go, the spikes. And I go, no. They keep guessing. I go, nope, the whole thing, the whole outer shell is the leaf. These plants evolved, and the leaves covered the stem in order to protect them because of the harsh climate, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I was telling this to the kids, and I was like, these plants evolved so long ago. And I was like, okay, do we have any questions? This little girl puts her hand up. I go, yeah, what's your question? And she's like, what did they look like before they became cactus? And I was like, I have no idea.
Good point.
Yeah, I have. I was like, there wasn't anybody drawing pictures back then. It was like literally 50 to 150 million years ago that they evolved into that. I don't know. I'm going to guess some kind of like scraggly shrub, leafy palm tree thing, and the
Maybe it
leaves.
looks like that.
The leaves, maybe, and the leaves folded down around it. And I haven't had a chance to research it, but I am because that question stayed with me. But let kids touch that. They will be so engaged. I'm engaged. I keep touching them, even though I know what they are. Excuse me. We also have, there's lamb's ear, there's thyme, woolly thyme. You touch that and it's spongy. The various succulents, the sedum and the hens and chicks we've got in the garden. Of course, there is the thorns and whatnot. They're not pleasant to touch. That's why I'm not bringing them in. This is a pleasant sensory garden. Smell. A garden is all kinds of smells, and that's what I said at the beginning. Obviously, the lilac, lavender, roses. There are so much for sweet pea, a vine of sweet pea coming up, nicotiana, sweet alyssum. There is so many good smells that we have in a garden. One of my favorite smells, plants. There's two that go together. Is woodruff, sweet woodruff smells so good, and lily of the valley.
Oh, I didn't know lily of the valley. I've never smelled it.
Next time you go downstairs, if they're in bloom, smell
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
That tiny little bellflower packs a punch.
Yeah. Did you know there's a clematis? No, an iris that smells like black licorice?
That is a smell I don't like,
Yeah.
but it would engage
Yeah,
me.
it would.
When I used to put my orange tree outside, orange blossoms,
Yeah.
jasmine,
Oh,
yeah. So smell. I mean, yeah, we can just stand here and just list. We can just list plants because that's fragrances. This tree that I brought up, okay, it is literally called a lush lemon cypress. It smells like Sprite.
Ooh.
Yeah, it is so. Yeah, you gotta have it.
Sprite?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it does.
It's literally. It smells like Sprite. It is. It's like. It smells like they take that, they crush it, carbonate it, and you get Sprite. Don't. It is not Sprite. But there's more to that than there's more to the smells of a garden than just the plants. And I know this is Brandy's jam, especially in the autumn. Backyard fires.
Yeah.
Okay, that smell of a backyard fire, a cookout, a barbecue. This is going to go right into taste, which we're going to next. But a backyard fire in the fall with all of those red and yellow and orange colors around you, and you're eating s'mores or hot dogs over the fire. Spider dogs. Have you ever made a spider dog?
Oh.
Used to make them for the kids back east. You take a hot dog, cut the end, so the end that's like that, cut it 4 ways, okay? About, I don't know, 2 inches deep
Yeah.
on each side, and then cook it with a stick and the ends dry out and they curl up, and you get 4 curly legs on each side, and you call it a spider dog. Spider dog. Spider dog. Spider dog.
Amazing.
Yeah, cedar mulch. Cedar anything.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a fresh shipment of cedar in a few years ago, and we had it sitting in main aisle. We hadn't put it away yet. We had a rainstorm. Water is coming down into one of the drains, covered the cedar. People were stopping, and they were like, "Is that?" We sold more from that cedar being wet than we've ever sold it because of that hit. And I'm going to say something here, and I think it is the number one smell attributed to gardens. All of those plants I listed, everything I listed, is a sense of smell that I think can trigger something in all of you. The smell of fresh cut grass.
Yes.
Yeah. There are, like, you tell people that, everybody instantly gets it. Some romanticize it. Few people are like, I have allergies, I hate it. But that smell of fresh cut, fresh mown grass, especially when it's a little bit wet. And smell is the number one sense. So they say, I'm certainly no doctor in this, but they say our sense of smell is the number one sense attributed to memory. And we get so many people when they come in and they're talking about a sense of smell that go, I love this plant. It reminds me of my grandma. It reminds me of my home country. It reminds me. There is a strong connection from the fragrance of the plant to somebody or something or somewhere in their life that they want that attachment to. And I think that's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty awesome when we have these plants, we have all of this happening, and it's evoking these memories. It's capturing this element. So I think again, there's so much more that goes into it, and it doesn't hurt that most of the plants I listed look amazing. Cedar mulch, we've already talked about that. It's so good for the soil. It's so good for your garden. It looks good. Some people don't like the look. I get that. We're not all going to like the same thing, but again, we don't just put cedar mulch down and go, don't look at it, don't touch it, just smell it. No, you touch it, you put it down, it feels interesting, it's different. So all of these cater in. And then taste. I mean, come on, like, taste, especially at this time of year. Do you know how many people are walking out of the store beneath us right now? We're upstairs in the offices, literally above pretty much the cash registers where we are. I guarantee there's 10 carts below us right now loaded with herbs, tomatoes, peppers, cabbages, lettuce, you name it.
Yeah.
Fruits, rhubarb, strawberries. And when it comes to taste, sky's the limit. You've got everything. Raspberry. My mom, this one was weird. Mom did not like strawberries.
Oh, interesting.
Who doesn't like strawberries?
Brad.
Brad and my mom. I now know 2 people and they're 2 people who I love.
Yeah.
Weird. Okay, I need to talk to them. But my mom loved raspberries.
Yeah.
Like raspberries all day, strawberries. I love both, so I'm lucky.
Me too.
Rhubarb, but try them a different, like, so many people, and I've asked people this, have never tried rhubarb. Cut a stem, cut the leaf off it, cut it off the plant, and just scrunched it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's bitter. You're gonna be like, but it's a unique taste. The other day when I had the kids here, and I pulled out some mint, and I was like, who likes chocolate mint? And there's always kids that don't. That's fine. Some adults don't. Vast majority are like, me, chocolate mint. And I'm like, okay, this is chocolate mint. Smell it. Pull one and taste it, and they're super excited, and they're like,
Yeah.
but it's great because they tasted it, they experienced it. It's not going to be all a good taste. One thing I've learned, you get a kid to grow a vegetable, doesn't matter what it is, from a microgreen to a tomato, you get a kid to grow a vegetable. They may not like it, but they will absolutely taste it. And have fun. And a lot of them, they combine the smell as well, like this one. Lemon balm. Always a favorite. Plant it. Smells so good. Makes an amazing tea. I've got chamomile here. I've got basil. So chamomile, in and of itself right now, doesn't look like much. It's not doing much. Remember we said, sometimes you're planning for your end game. Well, I know it's going to put out that beautiful chamomile daisy looking flower, and I know I can make tea out of it. I know the benefits that this is going to bring. And it's not terrible to look at right now. It's soft, no smell, but it's soft, it's a nice green, goes in a pot, looks great, and I will get the benefit. So not everything has to be for right now. And obviously cater to your needs. Some people, at the end, mum couldn't go outside too much, but she absolutely loved sitting inside looking at her garden. So the visual aspect was more important than the other things. For some people, it's going to be hearing. For some people, it's going to be touch. It's going to be they need to touch. They're tactile. It doesn't matter. Cater to it. But there's going to be so much crossover. It's a blast. And try different things. When I was researching this, I'd heard this and I had totally forgotten. Like, bam, gone out of my brain until I read it and I was like, my God, I had forgotten about that. Daylilies are edible. Do you know what? Yeah, daylily buds.
Wow.
The flower buds. People will pop them off and eat them. Growth flowers that you can also eat, nasturtiums. We've talked about that before. Monarda, pansies and violas.
Yeah.
Okay, none of it. Some people find pansies and violas like avocado. Some people like avocado as gross. Some people love it. There's going to be different ones. One that Jenny loves to do, depending on where we are, obviously, you have to be safe. You have to know what you're doing. Absolutely. If you haven't come here, bought this, taken it home, planted, and you know what it is. If you're walking through the forest someday and you see a plant, you go, hey, that kind of looks like basil. I'm going to eat it. Do not, please. It may be basil. It also may not be. So unless you're 100%, don't. But Jenny loves eating wild rose hips.
Oh, I've never tried.
Yeah, wild rose hip tea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I've never even
Yeah.
done that.
So
Does it taste like roses?
no, sweet, peppery.
Oh.
It's interesting.
Oh.
It's really interesting.
Okay.
But there, apparently there's vitamin C in it. And, we used to, if you take rose hip seeds and dry them out, you can make an itching powder.
Oh my gosh.
So we used to do that when we were kids.
Yeah.
That was a sense of touch. See, that's what we were thinking of.
Yeah, yeah.
But I got to give a shout out here to a plant we're seeing popping up in Calgary, and we love it. And it hits a lot of these senses. Is my beloved, not everybody's, dandelion. You can eat it. Kids absolutely love to touch it. Dandelions are one of the number one flowers. The first flower that a kid will pick and give to their mom or their dad or to somebody is the dandelion because they're prevalent. They're yellow. It captures our eye immediately. We see them, not just us though, the pollinators. So we're bringing in sound. Now I've got pollinators buzzing through my yard and I'm feeding them. They don't smell very good. I got to give them that. Sorry, dandelions, you got 4 out of 5. But they do smell.
Yeah.
They do smell. You can smell a dandelion. You don't go, But I know, I know people that, I had a friend in Montreal, and his dad was awesome. His dad would go out with a dandelion spike, and he would dig up all of the dandelions, and he would harvest them. And he would make dandelion root tea, and he would use the greens to make salads.
Yeah.
Like, it's more than just a lowly weed. Dandelion is hitting nearly every single market. So look around, okay? There is so much more to take in. And you can do fun things too, and we've talked about this as well. Capture your senses at different times of day. Different colors come out during the different light scale in the garden. Go out into your garden. If you're out in your garden first thing every morning for sunrise, you may be looking at capturing different colors because you want to see the sun on them. You love sitting outside at night, okay, under a full moon. Plant a moon garden, okay? So you're looking for white, very white or pale purple flowers that are going to really pop that moonlight and reflect it. Maybe you want some lighting, some very subtle lighting, down lighting from the tree to capture it. If you saw, our little fountain has a light in it. So you can run this at night and you get that little light and you get that gentle sound. So you can cater to your senses at night, in the morning, in the evening, in the autumn, in the spring. There's always something to do. So when you think of your garden, you know, we often say when we're doing small space gardening, think 3D, not 2D. When you're thinking of your garden, sure, think visual, of course. That's probably where I'd say 90% of us first go. But try and incorporate those other senses. Try and really go, hey, how can I really bring everything in? It will not be a futile effort. I think you'll have a lot of fun. So enjoy your long weekend. Please stay safe, everybody. You know, we don't want to hear of anything bad happening. So look out for yourself. Look out for everybody else. Enjoy the time off work if you've got it. Put your feet up. Enjoy. It's well deserved. If there's any questions, nothing. We're good. Enjoy, and we'll see you all next week. Tune in midweek for our podcast, The Helpful Gardeners. We always have lots of stuff going on. And next weekend, can I mention it?
Yeah.
Can I mention it? Next weekend, we're live on location.
Yeah, we are.
So next weekend, Brandy and I, we're talking about planting for pollinators. And we almost had to cancel it because next week we are doing a native planting bed with the city of Calgary. They've given us a amazing bed overlooking downtown. It is going to be so beautiful. And our amazing friends at Ecologic, and I'm going to name drop them because I love them, is Nathan, Caitlin, and Eric, along with our good friends over at Eagle Lake Landscaping. And so many organizations have come together to do a planting day of native plants. Native plants are massively important for the pollinators. So we're going to be doing our planting for pollinators while we plant for pollinators with the city of Calgary. It's a volunteer event. Check out our website. There'll be refreshments. There'll be fun. You get to meet Brandy and me, so that's awesome. Mainly Brandy. But no, come on out. Check it out. Enjoy. There will be more details, but we have lots of stuff going on. It's springtime in a garden center, so if you can't come out and visit us, go visit your own local independent garden center. They'd love to see you. Bye, everyone.